evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to VidaneTV. Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the broadcast booth alongside me on a Monday night. The original Ashton Reekie. Ashton, how we doing tonight?
We're doing good, Paul. I mean, it feels like we haven't been on this for a while, but it's only a week ago that we did this, and we're going to do it all over again.
That we are. We'll take a quick peek here at the starting lineup here for the night, and that is the wrong starting lineup. Just kidding. Oh no, I might be incorrect. There we go. There we go. Aiden Young in the 69 car. He's got himself the pole. Outside him, Keith Lord going to start on the outside. Riley McVetti and J.D. Stockwell going to roll off in the second row. Tegan Atkins going to roll off P5 with Kyler Davis taking that 6 car and rolling it off P6.
In seventh, right on behind them, is Luke Shannon. In the 8th starting position is Bob Eldred in the 21. The 32, piloted by Eric Steele, he'll take off in the 9th position. In the 10th position on his outside is Casey Biotti.
Biotti.
That's right. We got corrected on this last week. Biotti in the 9 car. Right behind them in the 11th and 12th, you have Rupert Thompson in the 39 and Justin Prescott in the 04.
Next 6 back here, Jared Matthew going to be the 13th driver. Jesse James, Brian Harbaugh, Makita Giroux, Cameron Ouellette, and Tyler Cahoon going to round out the 18 drivers starting up towards that spot.
In your 19th position is Chris Terrian. In the 20th is Caleb Kramer in the 51. 43 is Kyle Willis in the 21st position. 22nd, Jason Goodett Jr. in the 17. 23rd is Jake Grout in the 49. And 24th, David Weir in the 66.
And Carson Colby going to round out the 25-car field here this evening as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road. We take the green flag, and a great start there by the 60 on the outside. That's going to be Keith Lord. He's going to be driving away from it, 2-3 car lengths, and then down to the 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, great start by the 60 and the 45, both nose to tail getting out in front and getting back down to the bottom. The first yellow flag looks like it's going to be out already. Paul, I'm noticing some new paint schemes out there. Some cars that we haven't fully seen yet. Looked like the 62 had some new colors to them. 49 also having some new colors to them. I wonder if our 13s, I see one of our 13s looks the same, so he won't be too difficult to spot, so we'll have to keep an eye on the other 13 cars, see what we got going on there, but not sure if you were able to find exactly what happened there. It could have just been a start situation there. I don't seem to see anything that caused any kind of craziness, but nonetheless, the 38 looks like he's going to come down pit road, attend to some possible damage to that vehicle. They'll pull some of the virtual sheet metal out and make sure the tires are all up. And from there you go. You see the repairs for Tyler Cahoon. So, again, early on in this race, still 123 laps to go. Looks like he's going to get some new rubber put on that car and try and make his way back up to the front. Still lots of time to do that here tonight. As you're watching the Winter Blast 125 from New Smyrna Speedway.
Yeah, great to be back to virtual New Smyrna here. This is kind of where it all kicked off in a big way here for us at VidaneTV. We're working with the NEP Series. We were working with the East Coast Winter Modified, Dylan Kopech and his group, and we got hooked up with the actual New Smyrna Speedway, and we ended up running the World Series for the racetrack during COVID because nobody could get to the track. So pretty cool to be back here. We got some fond memories at this place. I'm hoping to one day get down to the real New Smyrna Speedway and catch some racing action there. Maybe run into some of these sim racers that we see each and every week here on VidaneTV. Keith Lord with another great restart there down to the bottom side. J.D. Stockwell in that 45 car. Ooh, contact. They go 3 wide, 4 wide. They get it all sorted out, but Keith Lord going to drop back a handful of spots, going to slide Kyler Davis up into the lead there before the caution flag flies.
That was a situation of a tight race car, Paul. Fired off on that restart really well, and you just watch right there in the replay. It just slid up the racetrack, 45, nowhere to go. Great job by everybody up front to kind of stay clear, but the checkup is the accordion effect and the domino effect, and I think that's just what happened on that backstretch there. Just a lot of guys trying to find some real estate, and the 25, nowhere to go. He gets kind of hooked around and sent down to the front, but car's still rolling, so it doesn't look too bad. It looks like, there we go. So you see in the replay there, it was kind of one of those situations. He came loose off the corner, and I think he probably saw the calamity in front of him.
And you can see there's a bit of damage there on the front of the car. Electing to stay out here at this point. Still very early on in this one, but he's going to rejoin the tail end of the field. Lights still on the iRacing pace car. Going to give ourselves another lap here, but a great example of the cream kind of rising to the top here. We take a look at the P1 and P2. Kyler Davis in the 6 car has the P1 spot. Right behind him, Casey Biotti. Those two drivers are 1 and 2 in the points standing, and Kyler Davis has a bit of a lead, 182 points over Casey Biotti's 164. Bob Eldred third in points, 4 points back from Biotti, and that's with 160. Kyle Goodbout and Tegan Atkins, the top 5 as they look out here. So points racing definitely getting relatively tight as we get further and further on into the season, and it's going to get to a point here on VidaneTV. Just looking down the schedule, I believe there's a week down in there before we start seeing this snow melt, where we're going to crown not 1, not 2, but 3, count them, 3 champions in 1 week right here on VidaneTV.
Yeah, that's thanks to your extremely busy schedule that you seem to like to. I know you're off from the real world, traveling for a little bit. I believe you said last week of December, so you're kind of hunkered down until about Christmas time. But that doesn't slow us down in the virtual world and doing the things we love to do together, and that's announcing some really fun races.
Absolutely, keeping things warm here with the iRacing world. How about that for a quick time? Tyler Cahoon, we're not going to pay attention to that because we haven't been able to set these drivers loose just yet. 6 car gets a great shot up on the high side. The 45 of JD Stockwell, very, very quick in that black and green machine. He's going to settle in to that 3rd position. Aiden Young, Keith Lord, rather, side by side for that 4th position. Aiden Young going to hold on to it down the bottom side for the time being.
Some side-by-side action there, as you see. About for the 4th position back, it's the 60 car who we saw up front and had a little bit of a tight moment on that last restart, so he's working his way back up there, working the outside line earlier on in this race, and that's a little bit surprising to me. Sometimes this outside line doesn't always work, but they're making it work out there. Him in the 60 and the 88 car are really moving on the high side. It's very impressive as we have a new quick time by Kyler Davis, an 18.0. So that's really setting the pace for this kind of field. Generally on a 125 lap race, usually you're conserving at this point. 18.0 is a quick lap around this place.
Yes, those an 18.0. JD Stockwell with an 0.33, gonna get quicker and quicker, it seems, as we go on here tonight. Quick note on Keith Lord as we take a look at him in the 4th position. I actually met him up at Speedway 660. I was hanging out on the back of Brent Roy's golf cart, and we were going around, and Brent said, "Hey, did you meet the VidaneTV guys?" And Keith says, "Oh, the VidaneTV guys are here?" He's like, "Yeah, here's Paul." It was kind of neat. Cool to meet Brent and Keith up there at Speedway 660, and always cool to kind of bridge the gap with the sim racing and the real racing world. We see a triple threat fight here for this front row. Pair of 45s up front. Casey Biotti down on the bottom side, going to take a peek in that RKM ride. Nothing quite there, so he's going to tuck into the tire tracks again as the 6 of Kyler Davis drifts up just a little bit. How about some contact between those two 45s? They get it all sorted out, but that's going to open up the door for Keith Lord. He's going to take a peek down on the bottom side. He might bring that 69 car with him.
Absolutely. What a great battle there for the guys out back, and great patience by the 2 guys that were right behind that green number 45. They were able to check up quick enough. They weren't able to get into him. You saw him get really loose off the corner. So I'm thinking at this point, Paul, that the 6 has seen something on the top side. I think either he's got a spotter or he knows really well how to use his mirrors, because I think he saw the cars making the moves on that top side. He moved up to that 2nd lane, and he's leaving that bottom door open, as you see Casey kind of taking a look down there. But when you're coming off the corner, the car gets so tight off the corner bottom that you need to have that room to drift up to the wall. That's what the 6 is taking away right now. So he's not allowing Casey to get under him and stay under him for long enough. He's able to pinch him down, get him a little loose, and keep that momentum on the high side. So some strategy racing early on in this thing, with still 107 laps to go. Lots of time, but the 6 car looks strong, and he's playing the strategy right. He's also saving some tires, being about half a lane up.
And as a short track racer, I mean, I'm not a very good one myself, but one of the hardest things to do as far as discipline is to let that car drift up, whether it's the middle groove or the high groove, because you're programmed, your brain is programmed to get that car to the bottom of the racetrack, as close to the bottom as you can, and then drive that thing as hard as you can off and aim for the wall without hitting the wall. But that's tough to do when you've got somebody else right there, and you can see that 45 car is taking a peek. He might have a little something for him coming in the 3 and 4.
He absolutely does. What he did there was something I was about to mention, and he did it very well. He did it almost to the tee. He backed up his corner. He arced it in the center. He was able to dive it down to the bottom where it's not going to get as loose coming off the way his car was angled, able to drive out of the bottom of the corner, and bottom's the shortest way around, so he was able to make that pass. But sure, the driver of the 6 car is not going to forget what he just did there. He probably learned something watching the 45 make that pass on him.
And that's one of the best things when you've got a 3-car breakaway like we have here. It gives these guys an opportunity to kind of do a little bit of homework, kind of see where they're slower, where they're quicker, what these guys are doing, what lines they're running. You can see the 6 is still running that middle to high groove down in 3 and 4 in 1 and 2, even a little bit higher. So JD Stockwell still trying to take a peek down the bottom side. Nothing quite there. They get it all sorted out here with the front 3. You see the 88 of Tegan Atkins able to pull away by just a little bit. And we jumped back here a few laps ago because we saw that 60 car wrecked. And he somehow managed to save it and only lost 1 position. But the Lord Spotting Service number 60 car doing pretty good. He's up in the top 5. He's under fire right now, though, with Luke Shannon in that 13.
He is under fire, but he's also moved up and kind of in that rhythm position that the 6 was in. So, again, lots of time left. Oh, 13, very well done to keep a hold of that one, as the 32 is going to take full advantage of the car completely sideways in front of him. As I was saying, ball, oh, they're around the 60s around in front of him. Hard contact to the inside wall. Tough luck for the 60. He was able to hit the tow button and get up to pit road before the yellow come out. Very good job, full respect, and the yellow's still going to come out. They're going to give him that chance to get back out there, but very well done by the 60 to be able to reset quickly like that. Again, the virtual world is so much fun when you can just hit a button and not have to pay for the repairs. So it looks like the yellow might have been for, I think they threw it for the 60, just a precaution thing and give him a chance to get that car repaired and back out there. But you see, middle to high groove just got on that throttle a little too quickly, got the back end around, and as you see right there, is able to reset very quickly. Thankful for that. Great job on his part. Get out of the way. He stayed down on the bottom, didn't come back up across the track, and because of that, I think the race control is going to give him a tip of the hat and say, you know what, we'll give you a couple laps to try and get this thing repaired and back out on the racetrack.
Yeah, just sifting through the footage there, that looks like exactly what is going down. As you see, the sun setting there in turns 1 and 2. The glare going to be a bit of an issue as you see the 04 car going to drive around and rejoin, I believe, the lead lap. No, that's Justin Prescott. He's going to go to 1 lap down. 22 drivers still on the lead lap. They are all chasing the black and blue number 45 of Casey Biotti. Kyler Davis, the points leader, going to be in 2nd. JD Stockwell in 3rd, Tegan Atkins in the 88 running 4th, and Eric Steele in the 32 car running 5th. The lights still on atop the iRacing pace car here. We're going to get one more free pass, it looks like. That is the 5 car. Going to head on around. That's Chris Therian. He's multiple laps down from an earlier incident, it looks like. And as we work lap number 30, we can tell you everybody out there pretty much still on the original set of tires that they started the race with. The 38 of Tyler Calhoun, we saw him come down on lap 3 or 4 in that first caution flag. He got 4 tires on that. Justin Prescott in the 04 looks like he bolted on a set and got some repairs back early on, lap 3, 4, 5, whatever that first or second caution was. But everybody else still on the same tires. It doesn't look like we've dropped down too much with the lap times. So that is going to be something we keep an eye on here in the final 96 or so laps, 95 as we cross the stripe. That tire wear could very well be a factor, and I got a feeling we might see some of these guys, if we do get one of those late race cautions, bolt on a set of stickers or brand new tires with maybe 30, 40 laps to go and really feel like Superman as they kind of come up through the field. We've seen that happen a time or two over the past couple of weeks here on VidaneTV.
We have, and it all comes down to the strategy of when that yellow flag falls. And right now, everything that was a long run for these guys. It was a good run, a lot of clean racing, a lot of give and take. And as you know, Paul, that give and take kind of goes away towards the end as the 45 gets a great jump on the outside. 6 car almost looked like he missed a shift or something like that.
And this is going to be interesting to watch because all race long, I was just going to say we see the 6 car running the middle groove. He's running the middle groove anyway. He's got a car up high, and he's going to keep trying to get that momentum. You can see it's working from, oh, hard hit for the other 45 car. JD Stockwell car up on the lid. Yellow, 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 yellow. Black smoke coming out of the back of that 45 machine as well. You can see Bob Eldred third in points. That 13 car on your screen, he may have gotten a piece of the action here as well. We'll back that up and take a peek at it on the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. And you see just calamity. We're going to back it up one more time. And it looks like it was just a kind of side-by-side battle that went awry. A couple of drivers going for the same piece of real estate. And there you see, hard hit for that 45. There you see, third in points. The 13 car got a radiator full of a race car. So that could be detrimental to that third spot in points. There you see the 45 of JD Stockwell down on pit road. Going to get some of the sheet metal worked on. The 32 car down there with Eric Steele getting some repairs. Going to get some tires on that machine as well. Drive on down, rejoin the field. And up front, still chasing Beatty. The KC, the number 9 car, up in the first position. Kyler Davis, Tegan Atkins, Luke Shannon, Bob Eldred running in the top 5. Aiden Young, Kyle Willis, Cameron Willett, Jason Gaudet Jr. and Makita Giroux going to be the top 10. And as we look at the timing and scoring, it looks like top 15, 16, top 16 have stayed out. Everybody in behind has come down for tires, but that was only one car, it looks like, on the lead lap. That's the 49 car of Jake Grout. So keep an eye on that 49 car if you're following along at home with Wingnut Production timing and scoring. We may very well see him drive up through the field with those new tires.
Absolutely. Tires are a big deal at this track. It's one of those situations, is it still too soon to grab those tires, and are you going to get run over towards the end? But if you play it smart and you play it smooth, you might still have something at the end, as long as, you know, the whole pack doesn't go and get brand new tires with 10 to go.
And we've seen that happen at timer 12 on VidaneTV as well. You think you got the winning strategy early on, and then unfortunately the rest of the field does the exact opposite. So it's always a gamble in the real racing world and the sim racing world, and especially when it comes down to points racing, as tight as it is here with these Fast 1 national guys. They're putting on a show here for us each and every Monday night, and we're excited to have them here with us as the lights are off in the iRacing pace car. We got them all lined up 2 by 2 all the way through. Beautiful sunset off in the distance here in New Smyrna, Florida. The virtual New Smyrna Speedway. Speedway, easy enough for me to say. KCP up in the pole position right now. Kyler Davis to the outside of row number 1. That pace car taking a left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road. We're going to turn them loose once again with 88 laps to go here at New Smyrna.
Another great jump by the 45 on the outside. The 6 was kind of laying back. I'm not sure if he's having some gearing issues or if he's just kind of laying back to try and protect that bottom. Again, a lot of guys communicating with their spotters and with other drivers in this situation. So it could have been one of those cases that he might be working with the 13 car and left him the door open, said, hey, get to the bottom, get in front of us, and we'll just kind of ride here for the next 80 or so laps until it's go time. And I say that, he's already looking down underneath him, so that might not be the situation. As you can see on your screen now, the most positions gained, that 43 car of Kyle Willis, 14 spots already gained in this race. The 66 of David Weir, 13 spots gained. And Jason Gaudet Jr. is up 11 spots. Those are 3 very, very strong cars that are in battles for position, so they're kind of bouncing around, but still making some great moves and working their way up through the field.
There is racing all the way around this racetrack. There's racing for second all the way on back to 22nd. There is a gaggle of cars. How about a little three wide? Hey, there's that 49 car. Didn't I tell you? Huh? Didn't I tell you? Watch out for that 49 car. Jake Grout doing some business back here mid-pack. He's got those 4 fresh Goodyears on, or Hoosiers, just kidding. 4 fresh tires on that 49 car. And trying to get down and around this traffic. But man, oh man, it is definitely rush hour here on the interstate.
American Racers? What?
American Racers?
General
Is that
Tires?
what's on here? What? Goodyears.
I'm not sure
what. Goodyears. What?
Nonetheless, they're working for them. Not a whole lot of fight in the wheel, not a whole lot of squealing from inside the car, so they're doing the job. The 7 tried to kind of throw a block there, and if I'm the 7 spotter, I might be telling him, hey, listen, this guy's got fresh tires. I wouldn't throw a block on this guy just right now.
Yeah, and he's going to get a couple laps here to cool him off as we back up the U-House Racing Design. That was right behind us there, the 25 car. Riley McVetti pointed in the wrong direction. We'll back that up one mo again, take a quick peek at it here. And it's getting to that point in the race. We made mention a lot of these drivers still on the original set of tires they started the race with, so may very well be affecting the handling. I don't even see any contact there. There was a little bit of a shove from the 45 of Stockwell, but unfortunately with that close quarter racing, there's not really too much to do. Didn't hit anything there for the 25 either, so that's good news for the McVetti camp, and he's going to rejoin the field, potentially come down pit road here, as it appears we may have a handful of takers driving by pit road. The AC25 car locking him up, getting back to the back of the pack. The 7 car is going to come down. He's going to at least get a set of tires, and everybody else electing to stay out here on lap 46 as we look at the timer.
Yeah, 81 laps to go. Still a little early to be grabbing tires if I was the one sitting in the driver's seat, but I'm not, and there's a good reason I'm not, because I'm not fast enough. But nonetheless, I'd be trying to wait. But the concern with waiting is if these guys settle in and go with a 50 lap run, it leads you to 30 to go, and that's not much time to be getting tires and work your way through a field of very talented and fast drivers, right? So it's not like you're just driving up against the AI that you have set on easy and you can just drive up on through them. We saw the 49 working his way up there, but he's still got to be strategic. He can't overuse the equipment. So the strategies certainly cross your mind when you're sitting in the car, and hopefully you've got a crew chief or a spotter that can at least bounce some ideas off of and maybe talk strategy under these yellow flags.
Yeah, and a lot of these drivers will use the same voice chat channels as well to kind of communicate back and forth and use their different spots on the track here. And a lot of times you'll have drivers talking to their substitutes. Tyler Cahoon is in for Matt Huntington tonight. Kyle Willis is in for Connor Haddock, and Justin Prescott is in for Kyle Goodbout here tonight. So a lot of times those drivers that aren't able to make the feature, they'll talk to their substitute drivers there as well. A little bit of a tire spin for the 88 of Tegan Atkins. They get it all sorted out. Oh, a little side-by-side action there. 6 is going to take it. The front 3 single file side-by-side for 4th.
Yeah, those front 5 were going to be single file, but the outside found some go-go juice on the outside there, and that's exactly what I thought. The 6 was kind of creeping up. They're 4 wide. 4 wide's not going to work. We got one upside down.
Big bada boom with 77 laps to go. Handful of drivers involved in this one. And we'll take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. And we kind of watched this unfold live. There you can see just a different shot of it. There's 4 wide action. Almost had it sorted out. And Twisted T got a little bit twisted there. Got up into a car on the outside. Sent a few up into the outside wall. And that could have been worse. It looks like it's the worst case scenario there for the 90 car. Black smoke coming out of the back of that one. There's the 39 car getting a piece of the action as well. So some drivers getting some damage right around the halfway marker here, working lap number 50.
I mean, he didn't go full turtle, so we can't go to the VidaneTV onboard upside down cam, but he was close to going full turtle.
Yeah, almost full turtle, but got it sorted all back out and got the rubbers down on the ground. So that's good news. You always want to make sure the car is pointed in the right direction and also standing in the right direction. And the Vermont and New Hampshire Racing News is also proud to welcome back the Farmyard Store and True Value Rentals for the 2025 season. Farmyard has signed on to sponsor all media coverage of the weekly racing action at the White Mountain Motorsports Park and the Thunder Road International Speed Bowl, which includes all 3 which includes all 3 Walls-Ford Platinum late model races, easy enough for me to say, and the WMMP races as well, with the 3 Squire Cup Triple Crown events for the late models in Thunder Road. The Farmyard is one of the amazing supporters of short track racing in New England, and they're very excited to have them on board once again here for the 2025 season with the Vermont and New Hampshire Racing News Group. And that is the essentially the governing body here of these Fast 1 Motorsports late models. And once again, these guys putting on a heck of a show here for us, kind of bridging the gap between real racing and sim racing like we like to do here on VidaneTV. So always got to give out a shout out to those sponsors and the ones that want to support us that are supporting them.
Absolutely. Without all these sponsors, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. That includes Mad River Plumbing, DJ Loud, you and I, RKM, U-House Racing Design's always around helping us. Land Pirate, W. They're all just they're all a small factor, but so big in helping us do the things we like to do.
Absolutely. Pace car down and away once again, 2x2 all the way through. Casey Bianchi going to take the lead. The 13 car of Luke Shannon up at the high side for the time being. Going to tuck in now to the tire tracks. The 88's going to get a shot down on the bottom side. Will he take it? Well, no, because the 69 car is going to be on the attack on that high side, trying to take away that fourth position as they're side by side for fifth.
I'm loving the paint scheme. Sorry, Paul, just to change the subject. The 69, I believe it's a fighter throwback or firefighter paint scheme. It's got the chevron on the back, the old classic gold style numbers that the old fire trucks used to have, but it just looks sharp. It looks really nice. And if there was an award for best appearing car, my vote would go with that one, as we have a new quick time. Casey up with a 17. They're underneath the 18, and that's a turtle.
That is indeed a turtle. We'll back up the instant replay. That was a heck of a shot. He got a little distance on that one. We'll take a look at it here on the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. You can see already some damage on the 14 car in a big way, and I don't know. 36 gun in there, kind of hot to trot. But there you see up and almost over the catch fence here, which is a big thing to do in the iRacing world. Let's take a look on board here with Carson Colby in the number 14 car. Everything looking good, everything looking good, everything not looking good, everything not looking good, everything looking worse. Yeah, no bueno. Upside down, seeing sparks.
That's some nice asphalt.
It is some nice asphalt. They did a pretty good job on the pave job here.
Not something you want to be looking at as a driver of a race car.
No, 1,000% not. The 14 car going to park it on pit road. More than likely done for the Colby crew. There you can see the 5 car driving on around. It's Christerion getting a lap back. Going to be the first car now 1 lap down, aside from Carson Colby. But I believe that 14 car is going to go multiple laps down here at this point. Still 21 cars on the lead lap. They're all chasing Casey Beatty in the 45 car. The 13 of Luke Shannon there in second. Tegan Atkins, Aiden Young, and Bob Elder, the top 5 as they run. Kyle Willis, Eric Steele, David Weir, Caleb Kramer, and Jake Grout in 10th. And there's that 49 car with those fresh tires. It's been about 25 laps now since he's put those tires on. Do you think they've evened out to everybody else, or do you think he's still got a little bit of meat on the bone?
I still think he's got a little bit left there. Like, it's one of those situations that we haven't really been able to see where he's running on the racetrack when he's having to pass the guys in front of him, right? He's having to move around the racetrack. He's trying to get it down to the bottom. Obviously, that's the quick way around. Halfway up the track, you're going to save some gear, but it's not necessarily as quick. So I'm going to say he's still got something left for these guys, and the guys in front don't have that extra security. He's got that in the back of his mind.
That he does. We'll take a look at the restart here from the blimp just to get you an idea of all the different styles of racing. To get it all sorted out, it looks like they're for third on back, but that could have been kind of squirrely. They get it sorted out. Casey Beatty up in the lead. Luke Shannon tucked in the tire track side by side for third. Atkins and Young doing a little bit of battle. The 88's going to pull away for just the time being.
this just goes to show you from the blimp cam there that how quick they come up the track when you're on that bottom line. That high side seems to close in real quickly, and almost makes you nervous on the outside when you see that guy coming up. You're thinking to yourself, is he going to stop coming up? I'm already here. And around in the middle of the pack there, another big wreck. It's a parking lot. Half a parking lot in turn 4.
Yeah, big bada boom, as it were. A handful of drivers involved in this one, and it looked pretty big. The U.S. Racing Designs instant replay will pop it up. There you can see it started about 7th or 8th place and kind of trickled on down throughout the field. Is when you block the racing groove coming out of the corner there, it's really tough to get down and around. You can see everybody able to grab a gear, spin around, and get down and away, but that's going to put a damper on a lot of evenings, and it's going to make a lot of these virtual pit crews get back to work trying to get these virtual late model bodies getting straightened back out.
Yeah, no ice cream breaks for these guys, and that was just a tough deal. I think that was just racing, Paul. That was one of those. He got a little quicker entry, a little quicker in the center, and just a little bit of a bump there sent the car around. And well, when you send the guy around when you're in about the 7th or 8th position, there's still a lot of cars left behind you, and that's all that was there. Nowhere to go for most of the field. So it could have been worse. We've said that many times tonight. It could have been worse. I don't think anybody fully finished their night off there. Lights are off on the pace car, so that was a quick yellow. Figure it out, get doubled up, and let's get back racing. So still 60 laps to go. Lots of time to make their moves to the front. That 49 car slowly creeping up. He's on the bottom line now.
Just past the halfway marker in tonight's Winter Blast 125. Thank you so much for joining us all over the internet. Green flag flying for Casey Beatty. A little bit of a wiggle there for the 45, but he gathers it back up. The 13 going to try and get down on that bottom side in front of the 88 car. Actually looks like he's stuck that middle groove and almost pulled the 13 car with him, wrecking towards the back of the pack. Hopefully we get that squared away before the leaders come on around as they cross the stripe.
Still too wide behind the first and second place car. They're too wide. Those guys are the only guys that seem to be a little bit comfortable at the front there. Other than that, the 13, the 88 are all battling for positions. We got the 38 on the bottom side. The 14 nosed up to the wall. He was out of the way. Again, great job by the 14 to keep that nose up to the wall and not back his way up in front of the leaders. But the yellow is going to come out for safety concerns. Looks like he got a little bit of help.
Oh, it looks like he got a lot of help.
That was after the original calamity.
There was some more to that than we saw. We'll back that up about a half a lap before that. Eyeball the 14, eyeball the 39. There you see everything, a little squirrely up front. 14 comes through. Oh, gets a shot there. 39 gets him in the back. They sort that all out. They get back to going. I don't believe the caution's out at this point. Hard to tell.
Looks like the 14 got a little loose. I think tires were probably cold, and he's been in a couple accidents. Watched a little bit of a wiggle right before the 39 gets into him.
It almost looks like the 14 might have been slowing down to come into the pits.
It could have been, and that could be where I saw the little wiggle. I think he might have got on the brakes there to try and get it to rotate. And yeah, I don't think the 39 really expected that to happen.
Oh, I think I backed it up way too much. That in any sense. Tough break for the 14 crew and everybody else involved. It actually looks like Carson Colby going to park it for the evening. So we'll rejoin the front of the field. They're already lined up 2 by 2. We'll see if the lights are still on the pace car. The pace car wants to be in the most inconvenient spot. The pace car's already gone. We're getting ready to go green flag racing once again, crossing the stripe with 55 laps to go.
Good jump by both cars on the front row there as they're side by side going to the line. The 45 is going to edge forward there, and 13 will fall back in line. He almost looks like he was looking to cross him over. Too wide behind them, and don't look now, Paul. That's the 49 sitting out there in 5th position, running about the center line. He's looking to pass on the high side of the 13.
Yeah, those tires doing exactly what he needs them to do. We'll ride on board with Mr. Grout. There you see those bright white gloves showing us exactly how hard he's working. He's going to try and get outside. I believe he's 3 wide here at this point. Nope, 2 wide as he gets down. He's going to drive that thing hard down to the bottom side. The 6 tried to follow. It looks like Kyler Davis slid on back just a little bit. JD Stockwell going to get by on the high side, at least challenge for that position. Remember, that 6 car is your leader. And how about Tegan Atkins in the 88 car? 17.963. That's your quick time, and that's a driver on 80. Check that, 73 lap old tires. So there's still some life in these tires yet.
There is, and if he's setting a quick time, I can just imagine how much faster the 49 is going to get now. He's got some clean air as he's going to try and track down that front group that kind of broke away of 3 cars. So he's sitting in 4th, and he's got some distance between him and the 5th place car. So he is now concentrated on tracking down that front pack. The 88's the first car he's going to get to, and that's the guy that we were just talking about setting a fast time, sitting in 3rd position. So this is going to get really interesting as Jake Grout's going to try his best to catch up. He's running 18-1s, 18-2s pretty consistently, so as long as he can keep up that pace, I feel like he will have a shot at catching that front group. Again, the 88 did just put down a 17-9, so they are a little bit quicker ahead of him.
And the 88 car showing that speed all over the back bumper of that 13 car, Luke Shannon. And Shannon trying to take a peek down below on Beatty in that 45 car, but nothing quite there. Not enough steam to get up to. You can see that 49 car has a bit of a gap, like you made mention, in behind that 88 car. The front 3 broken away by just a little bit. Jake Grout with the fresher tires coming down 43 laps ago. Kyler Davis, we got to make mention as well. He came down 27 laps ago, it looks like, for 2 tires. So right side's only for the number 6 car, as it looks, and a couple of other drivers. Jesse James came down for fuel, it looks like, as did Brian Harborough in the 55 car. So they might be good to go on the to the end on fuel. These guys that haven't come down pit road since the beginning of the race, you think they've got enough to make it to the end?
I'm gonna say I think by what I remember, I believe you're only 3 or 4 laps to the good. So they've had some caution laps. They've had some opportunity to save some fuel. If you're out front right now, you might be going 3/4 throttle just to kind of save that extra little bit. But I think they should be okay. I'm very curious to see what those just right sides are going to do to the 6 car and see if he can make his way up, maybe behind the 49, and they can work together to work their way to the front.
49 able to close that gap by just a little bit, but that 13 car getting bigger in his rear view mirror. That's going to be Bob Eldred. 3rd in points, running in the 5th position right now. JD Stockwell, the black and green 45 car, there behind him. The points leader is in 7th in that number 6 car we made mention. He's got 2 fresh tires on the right-hand side. Justin Prescott, the 04 car, is there. He's got a little bit of breathing room on back to this battle for 9th. Kyle Willis in the 43 car and Aiden Young in the 69 car. That's the firefighter special, we're calling it. It's a good-looking paint scheme, and honestly, I think all rookies should have to run the high vis that he's doing on the bumper there, because that would make a lot more sense.
Instead of just the yellow rookie stripe, it's
Absolutely.
a full-on high vis chevron on the back of your car.
Yep, yeah, should have strobes and everything. I'm a rookie. I'm new to this. This is my first day. Great side-by-side battle between these 2 guys, though, just in the second half of the top 10. Right on the outside, still fighting. There's that 60 car. Jesse James having a solid run, 11th. Caleb Kramer, Eric Steele here as well. Just on the outside of the top 10, Brian Harborough, David Weir in the 66 car back in here with a 55 car there as well. Makita Giroux in the pack. There's that 36 car we saw pointed in the wrong direction earlier. So good recovery there. The 90 car of Cameron Willett and Jason Gaudette Jr. going to be the lead lap cars. And you can see the 38 car, Tyler Cahoon, 1 lap down. Riley McVetti, the 25 car, 1 lap down as well. Rupert Thompson, multiple laps down, as is Chris Therian. But still, 22 drivers in this race. So there's 18 of them on the lead lap with 40 laps to go. Quite frankly, that tells me there's 20 different drivers that could win this race in the next 40 laps.
100%. It's one of those racetracks that anything can happen, and the 88's kind of dropped back a little bit from these front two that have kind of broken away from things. So along with that, the 13 has caught the 49 for the 4th and 5th position. So battles all the way around the racetrack. You see the 88 not really fighting the wheel much, though. I kind of expected that when we went on board, you'd see some sawing at the wheel, but Tegan Atkins is doing a great job. He's kind of cool, composed, and although he's dropped off of this front pack a little bit, I don't think there's anything too much to be worried about, as he seems to be holding a steady wheel still.
Yeah, putting in work here at this point. This is the longest green flag run we've had all evening long, and they are still about 2, maybe 3/10 of a second separated between first and second. You can see that 13 car driving it all the way down to the apron, to that yellow line, and driving it right up towards the outside wall. 45 car running a little bit of a higher line, not quite as high as we saw the 6 car earlier on, but still kind of that lower to middle groove. That seems to be keeping him right in the good spot of the racetrack. Has plenty of grip, and really that clean air is doing wonders for the 45.
100%. You see the 13 dive below him. Almost looks like he's searching for that clean air. He's able to arc that corner out of 3 and 4. He's very strong out of 3 and 4. The yellow flag's going to come out. I believe that's our 4th or 5th yellow. That watching those two battle up front, they were both searching for clean air and searching for traction. So we're going to go back to the U-House Racing Designs replay and see exactly what happened here. Little contact at the wall in front of the firefighter's vehicle. He just slides up the track. Oh no, it's the 13 and the 49 that we were just talking about. Not the commentator's curse, because I think there was a lap in between the last time we talked to them.
Yeah, we had talked about him in like a lap or two. That's not us.
Right.
That's
I think we're safe. Yeah.
We're gonna. This is one of those ones though. We have to back it up at least a lap, because there was some extracurricular activities in this one, I believe. There you can see 49 getting right up to the back bumper of the 88 car. There you see the 49 up into the wall. I believe we saw that shot live, trying to gather his thoughts back up. Gets a tap from the 13. 13 dives on down low. The 13 wanted to make sure the 49 knew he was there. The 49 didn't leave the door open, and the 13 said, "I'm coming through anyway." So it's getting late into this one, and unfortunately, that's the give and take ratio changes in the second half of the race. But a great job by the rest of the field catching that incident and making sure that nothing else happened at the end of that one. And I'm just taking a quick look. It looks like pit road was very, very busy here for everybody outside of the top 4.
Yeah, and for both those drivers that went around, no extreme heavy contact, so it'll just be tires, I'm going to say, on both of those vehicles, and they'll work their way back forward. I don't know how many sets they had. That's something I did not get the information on, but the 49 had already taken tires, so that puts him in a situation of, if there was one more set left, does he come down and take them in case he flat spotted, or did the strategy just backfire?
It's going to be tough, because there's a lot of different strategies going on right now, and it's just trying to take a look at timing and scoring. So we got the 13 car. We're on lap 95, as are his tires. J.D. Stockwell came down 61 laps ago, and he took 4. 50 laps ago for Mark Giroux in the 36 car. Great to see him back up in the top 3. He came down 50 laps ago for 4 tires. Jason Gaudet Jr. 45 laps ago for 4 tires. And Casey Beatty, first driver out of everybody from him on back to 15 that just came down pit road. So 2 tires, it looks like, for Kyler Davis, Casey Beatty, and Bob Eldred. Tegan Atkins in there as well. Atkins actually looks like he may have 4 tires. Prescott 4 tires, Kyle Willis 4 tires, Aiden Young and Cameron Ouellette 4 tires. So every different strategy I think you can have on tires we got 30 laps to figure it out. Let's get it done. Green flag here at New Smyrna once again.
And a good job by the 13 to get out in front and get away from the pack. As you said, he's on the oldest set of tires, so I kind of expected his restart to be a little bit slower, and the 45 was going to get him, but nonetheless, he was able to rock it out on the top side there, use that momentum, get out in front. Now he's just going to try and get away. The 17's around. I thought they were going to save it, so the yellow's going to come out. Ooh.
That hurted.
One extra last little bump there from the 55 there. That was... I think this is all the different strategies coming into one on a restart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the accordion effect in a big way. Keep an eye on that twisted T-Rod. Gets a little bumpski there from the 6 car. The 6 and the 13 get a bump from the 32, and everybody on in behind. The 55, nowhere to go. Not even enough room to get that thing woed up. But got rid of that energy on, well, another car and the inside wall. So That's a tough break, and that's a lot of guys with those 4 fresh tires that now have damage. So that completely throws in another monkey wrench into the Easter basket.
I know one guy that was happy to see that, and the more caution laps they can run, the better. And that's the guy that's sitting in the lead right now. If I'm in his position, if I'm in that, I am sweating because all the cars behind you have fresher tires. Now, he had a great restart, and he timed it beautifully on that last restart. But now the guys know your strategy, so you got to switch it up. And you can't miss a shift. You can't spin the tires. If not, you're going to get run over. So he wants to see more caution laps, but us up in the booth and the people up in the stands, we don't want to see the yellow laps. We want to see the green flag laps, and we want to see the side-by-side action that you're about to see.
Yeah, I want to see that 13 car make that car 6 wide and see just how good he can get that thing to slide around on 100 lap old tires. This is going to get squirrely in a big way, and just looking through the field, even the guys up in the top 5, look at all the damage. This has been a bit of a war of attrition for some of these drivers. More there you can see the 36 car. That thing is caved in on all 4 sides, and it is still up there in the 4th position. And these guys, they're putting on a show. A little bit of a war of attrition, a little beating and banging, a little bit of yellow flag action, but the green flag action has been nothing, has been unmatched, really. As the lights are off, we're rolling on down the backstretch, going to get that green flag here with 24 laps to go.
That's not a lot of time left, and all of these drivers all want to do the same thing, and that's win this race. You see some Rubbins racing right up at the front, the 45, 13 leaning on each other on that front row. 13's trying to get that arc out of the corner to be able to get that momentum. 45 took that away from him. 13 still a great jump. The 45 is going to still stick to his outside. He's at his quarter panel. That's going to be a drag race down the backstretch.
These guys are side by side. Best seat in the house going to be the 45 car of KCB, and you can see how hard he's wrenching on that wheel, trying to get that car all the way down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Side by side up in front of them, JD Stockwell edges forward up on the outside, leaning on each other. Caution flag's going to fly. This is going to be a battle to the very last lap and then some, I feel like.
And what a great, that just shows the talent of both drivers on the front row, and Casey right behind them, able to keep the patience and know that, the Rubbins racing, and that's a lot of fun to watch, but sometimes, that was just in front of us there, Paul. Again, the 49 involved. Jeez, the 49, the 90 have had a tough night tonight.
Indeed, they have. A little side-by-side action up in front. There's the bump from the 88 to the 36. Oh, the 88 up into the outside wall hard. 49 had it cleared, got backed into, and then driven over. That was scary for the 49 car. It's a good thing this is the virtual world of racing, because that was a lot of things happening that you really couldn't control from inside your own cockpit. But listen to this.
Oh,
whoop! Wild!
Oh, what a shot! What? You heard him burp the throttle there a couple times, and that was one of those. Am I clear? Do I just shoot the gap? And then he just got on the throttle, and right when he did that, he got tagged, and then turned around to a car oncoming. And I think those drivers met eyes as the roof of the other car came across his nose.
They could have reached out and fist bumped each other out the window. They were that close. But man, oh man. Well, that's going to put fresh tires on the 49 car again, I believe. Looks like he may have used a quick repair to get back out there on the field. So the 49 going to be a driver to watch for sure. Going to be a tough task to get through this lap traffic, though, as still 20 cars on the lead lap. The 88 going to be the final car on the lead lap. These guys are already lined up 2 by 2. The lights are still on the pace car. We should get to 1 to go this time by. But these guys know they're going to have less than 20 laps after this restart to get it done. And if you're Luke Shannon in the 13 car, you're going to start on the bottom side. You've got 107 lap old tires. Everybody else around you, JD Stockwell came down 73 laps ago. Giroux in the 36 came down 60 laps ago. Everybody else came down under that last caution for tires. What do you do other than make that car 6 wide?
You do exactly like he's doing. He's keeping them warm. He's cleaning them off. You can see right there, he's going to try and arc this corner. And he's going to try and move up. Now, the 45 is technically supposed to give him the lane as he is the control vehicle. 45 is going to try and go early.
Ooh.
That was tough. That was a tough one to call. I say the 45 went a little earlier, but nonetheless, the 13 is going to file back in behind him and just follow suit with 18 to go. He's going to be hard on the prowl as they're wrecking behind him on the backstretch.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't call that one back. That was a big jump there from Stockwell in the 45 car, but they're going to get another opportunity to get that restart here with less than 15 laps to go. We'll back up the U-House Racing Design instant replay, and you saw just in front, nope, just right there. 32 car gets around, gets a piece of a couple of other cars, a couple of other drivers in the back as well. Tough to see through the car in front of you. You got to give these guys that. It's easy for us to call them out when we're looking at it from the chopper or the blimp, but it is pretty tough to see through inanimate objects. So we got to give that to these drivers here as well. 32 Eric Steele going to come down pit road. I can't tell if that left side is jacked up. I believe they're putting tires on that thing, so he may rejoin the field here, and we rejoin our leader. New leader going to be the 45 of JD Stockwell, the 13 of Luke Shannon there in second, Casey Beatty in third, Kyle Willis in fourth, and Tyler Calhoun. How about that? The 38 car makes his way into the top 5.
Yeah, the other thing to mention, Paul, is how quick they're going down these backstretches. They come out of the corner and they're just, I don't want to say you have tunnel vision because no driver really has tunnel vision. You're always looking at every corner and every crack that you can on the racetrack from in the race seat. But it's one of those deals that you come out of the corner and your foot's to the floor. Your goal is to go forward, and sometimes things happen in front of you a lot quicker than you can react. And I think that's most of the situation when we're watching close quarter racing, short track racing, like we're used to watching.
Absolutely, and we got all sorts of iRacing short track racing going on here tonight. Irwindale tomorrow night for the RBR Maritime Group Season 8 show. Going to be fun to watch those guys. Wednesday night, the Turn 4 Podcast Winter iRacing Series back with us again. And Thursday night, the NAP Super Truck Series going to be back with us on the airwaves. 4 nights of racing all the way through the month of March here on VidaneTV. And we got to thank you for kicking off this week here tonight with some fast late models here, the Fast1 Motorsports late model division. These guys with us here on Monday nights. We did a little TCM event last night. Ryan Messer winning another race here on VidaneTV. Congratulations goes to him. He and Dan Woldridge put on a heck of a show in the latter laps of that one. And we've got some more TCM events coming up in the future. I believe the next one is going to be December 19th, the double-double with the NAP series. That's going to be the Smashed Potatoes race. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Ashton, I think you're running that one from inside the car, aren't you?
I am, and you know what's crazy, Paul, is that I literally get on a plane to go to Ontario at 6 o'clock the next morning. So hopefully you guys don't beat up on me too much, and I'm not sore on the plane all the way to Ontario.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll actually be on a plane down to Daytona the following week, so I got a little bit of recovery time from Smashed Potatoes.
Ooh. Some shenanigans up front. Keep an eye on the 45 and 13.
Couple of mean green machines up in the front. They give each other some room on the start. The 45 gets the shot, and that was the 45 car that was the leader, so that's definitely good news there. The 13 car tucking in there behind, right on the back bumper, way wide back, 3 wide in the middle of the pack. 12 laps to go, 11 here at the line.
They're nose to tail for the top 3, and all those 3 cars are very, very competitive and smart drivers. We've seen them up front multiple times, and the 45 was up front early on in this race, kind of fell back, and we weren't too sure why, but I think it was a saving. I think it was a strategy deal because he is hooked on that yellow line and coming around.
Whoa!
13 sideways off the corner. I don't believe there was contact prior to that. We'll have to maybe go back and look at that if we've got a chance, but nonetheless, the 45 squared up front.
Yeah, and there's a pair of 13s joining the other 13 car. Almost became one 13 car. That was some heads-up driving by those drivers. But J.D. Stockwell still up front in that 45 car. The other 45 car, Casey Beatty, right there on his back bumper. And it's a little bit of a gap on back to that 43 of Kyle Willis. Luke Shannon dropping all the way back to 4th in the other 13 car. 8 laps to go here as they cross the stripe.
Yeah, those old tires are starting to show, I believe, on that 13 that has fallen back to 4th place, but he don't count him out yet as they're sideways in front of him. He's going to gain a position. Oh, he was able to get out of the throttle and not take over, but now that those two cars up front have broken away quite a distance now, a little bit of a connection issue there on the outside of the 69, but they'll get that all figured out. They're still side-by-side racing in the back of the pack here, the two front cars. No worries about them. They've broken away from the pack. All the racing is back here from about 5th or 6th on back. They're side by side.
Yeah, they get it sorted out for the front 4, front 5. The 38 figures it out there as well. Just as I say that, the 13 trying to gain some of those spots back. He's going to take a peek on the high side, well, of the other 13 car. Here comes the other 13 car coming up on the low side as these guys doing battle here. Oh, a little contact. Whoa. He gets it sorted out. How about that? Sideways again. Took a receipt. Oh, man. Caution with 5 laps to go. Yeah, that, ladies and gentlemen, don't even have to look at the replay. That's what you call in the wrestling world a receipt, and it just came rather quick. We'll take a look at the U-Haus Racing Design instant replay. We're going to take a look at it from a couple of different angles here.
Yeah, it's one of those deals. This is racing. The door's open. The 13 touches the apron. I didn't notice that the first time. He touched the yellow line. He slid up. He saved it, and I think it was just when he got back on the throttle. Wrong place, wrong time for the other 13 car. Tough night for a couple of these drivers that we generally see up in the top 5. They're just having one of those nights.
Yeah, taking a look at the replay, it does look like the driver got loose there. As you can see, kind of corrects it, and nowhere to be other than, well, the quarter panel of another car and on around. That's the 21 car of Bob Eldred that got a bird's eye view of the undercarriage of the 13 car, and that's your 3rd place driver in points there, being scored back in the 16th position. So points are going to get a little bit squirrely here as we get onto it. Here's the onboard from Bob Eldred. The AC gets turned around and pointed in the right direction. Almost flips, not quite there. Gets spun on around.
He didn't stop wheeling that thing even when he was in the air.
Nope, he thought he had it. Apparently not, though.
No.
He did grab a gear and get going again, though.
Hard to drive a car when it's airborne.
That's true. Yeah, there's no grip in the air.
No.
That's a very good point. Lights off. Green and white checkered. This could get interesting as these drivers, have they been looking at the fuel gauge? Well, they came down. Everybody but Luke Shannon came down pit road already. So there goes the pace car. Here comes the field. Green flag. Good restart for Stockwell. As you can see, Casey Beatty tucks into the tire tracks. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, Stockwell's done such a great job on the restarts. There was that one there that was a little iffy, but that's in the past, and they've kept racing on since. The 13 has made his way back up into the P3 position. He's going to watch these two 45s, the 45 square, go at it, and he's going to hope that something just falls into his lap here. As you see the blue 45, I heard a lot of carnage in the background there, because it could just be guys just bouncing off the walls. I believe they're coming to the checkered. The 45 of Stockwell's going to hold on to the 1st place position over Beatty. 13 is in the 3rd position of Shannon. And Willis and Grout will round up your top 5.
That 45 car had the other 45 car pushed all the way through the corner. We're going to back that up there for that last lap. Timing and scoring did something all sorts of wonky on those final couple of laps there. So not entirely sure what that was, but I do apologize for that. We'll get the final running order here for you momentarily, but geez Louise, look at this. We're going to even slow it down because it was that good. I mean, we're going to take a look at it too here from the Beatty machine and just see how close he was to the back bumper here of JD Stockwell. Not sure why it went to the blimp.
He's underneath him.
And you can see that car getting jacked up.
Oh, yeah. But he does it so smooth that he doesn't actually wreck him. He moves him up the track. That's a little bit of rubbing. I'm not going to get him sideways. He doesn't get into him. That, to me, is respect and hard racing. He was up under the skirt, and he came back out without doing any damage.
Yeah, definitely could have asserted the issue there in a big way, but chose not to. So that's definitely a heads-up driving move from Beatty, and we're going to talk to those top three drivers here momentarily as I get the running order caught back up here. I think you've caught up with our third place driver.
I have Shannon's down here on the front stretch, and an up and down race for you. You held on, and and you did all you could. I believe you didn't come down and get tires, and I think that's the only thing that you didn't do this race that wasn't to perfection.
Yeah, I definitely think I wish I would have took tires at that point, but I was hoping for cautions the rest of the race, just like what happened at Lanier last weekend, but it didn't happen. But I'm excited with a third place finish.
Absolutely, a podium finish in a crazy short track racing style like these races are is always a good day. Who helps you get here? Who's the sponsors on the race car?
Dirt Tech, East Branch Builders, and Mercedes and Company Salon.
Awesome, and again, congratulations. A great way to come back. Again, oldest tires, you dropped back a little bit there. We're able to make your way back up. Good to see you on the podium, and hopefully we'll see you again here next week.
Thank you.
All right, Paul, I think you have caught up with our winner, JD Stockwell.
Indeed, I have, leading a lot of laps here tonight, but most importantly, leading the last couple after a solid restart, getting the lead here with a couple laps to go. JD, great win here tonight. Talk to us. How's the car?
I mean, the car at the end was really tight. I don't really know how I kept it. That one caution when they all pitted, I think that I should have pit, but decided to stay out and saw what happened because last week I pit and lost all the positions in the world and it didn't work out. So I decided to stay out, and I guess it worked.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well. Luke Shannon finished in third. He didn't pit at all race long. How much differently did the car handle on those older tires?
I mean, personally, I think they just lose some turn in the center, which gives it a little less drive off, but that's just what I think. I think they get a little tight.
But a heck of a run here tonight. Got to give you an opportunity. Anybody out there watching who gets you tuned from the virtual racetrack?
Yeah, my mom, my dad, Doug's Auto Body, the Heat Race Heroes. Big thanks to Aaron. He was my spotter, and I wanted me to pit all night long, but I told him I wasn't pitting.
Worked out tonight for sure. Came home with the checkered flag and the W. Good run here tonight. We'll see you next Monday night.
Yep, thank you.
Absolutely. And last but not least, a little bit further on down pit road, Ashton, you've caught up with that second place driver, the other 45.
I have the second part of 45 squared up at the front tonight. It was a great race, great to watch. That last lap there, we really thought you had him going into 3 and 4. What else did you need to get past the machine of JD Stockwell?
Not a yellow with 6 to go.
So momentum was on your side, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I definitely think I was that little bit of a run there we had before the green and white checkered. I definitely think I was quite a bit faster than him, and was just had just mocked up a run to get by him. And just unfortunately the yellow flew in his favor.
Absolutely, it's still a great night. I mean, there was times that you dropped back and then made your way back up and finished on the podium. So a podium finish is always a great finish. Who helps you get here, and who's watching?
Jake Rod Designs for making this car always look awesome every week. CSC Motorsports, Creative Counters, Post and Lumber, Fast1 Motorsports. Yeah.
Awesome. And again,
thank you guys for broadcasting it.
Awesome. Sounds good. And again, a race that is finished on the podium is always a good one. You get to put it back somewhat in one piece back into the box, and hopefully we'll see you here again next week.
Yes, sir.
Well, Paul, another one in the books, another great one in the books. A fun finish, as you said, through 3 and 4 up into the skirt. No damage done. It was a great finish. And as always, it was always a pleasure to be announcing a race with you.
Likewise, my friend, in a big way. These guys always kicking us off here this winter to basically set the tone for the week. 3 more nights of racing here on VidaneTV. Ashton and I back on the call tomorrow night for the RBR Season Ocho race at Irwindale. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Their final practice is underway now, I do believe. So be able to check out those quick times later on here tonight on the social media. Tomorrow night, or check that Wednesday night, the Turn 4 Podcast Winter iRacing Series is going to be back with us. And then Thursday night, the NEP Super Truck Series back on the airwaves. That's going to be a blast to catch up with, especially since RSal TV brought back net bets. So that's a lot of fun. If you're not sure what NetBets is, shoot over to the Twitter and do a quick search for NetBets and NEP iRacing as the fun little fantasy pick'ems, as it were. And we kind of keep track of points and stuff like that. So something we're trying here at VidaneTV, our South TV, always hooking us up with some neat tricks and tools to entertain the masses, as it were. But for everybody here at VidaneTV, we'll catch you on the flip side. And when we do,
We'll be doing it live.
good ciao.